Now, I'll bet if I mention Carol Channing and Hello Dolly, a picture instantly comes to your mind. Her wide eyes and wider smile singing with all that she can give it. Well, she's playing the role of Dolly Levi one final time on Broadway next month. But yesterday in Washington, her stage was at the National Press Club, and her audience was filled with people who make a living asking pointed and probing questions. So, someone threw her a tough one, which got a better answer than it deserved.
As I was sitting here, someone asked me, how, Carol, did you happen to get into the theater? Well, that's the usual thing that people ask. So I would like to answer that right now and get that out of the way. My parents wouldn't let me go near the theater until I first, like so many of us, went to college. So I decided to go to Bennington, which is in the lower left-hand corner of Vermont. On the map it's always purple, you know. Well, Bennington, I should explain to you, is a progressive college for young women, although I understand now they do allow some men to attend, but the ratio is 30-1, so the girls have to be really progressive. Well, I'm very grateful to Bennington, though, because to this day, I feel perfectly at home among intellectuals like you folks, provided I can keep the topic of conversation within one of three areas: medieval cloister pageants, ceremonial dances of the Teutons, or the sexual confusion in Shakespeare. Then I'm fine. I'm also grateful to Bennington because every winter, each of us every winter, each of we girls were every winter, thank you, Sonia, each of us girls was expected to go out and get a job at whatever it was she was majoring in. Yeah, well, since I was a drama dance major, you see, I would have been a drama dance major, but the drama teacher came from New England and the dance teacher came from the Middle West. So, as I say, since I was a drama dance major, I naturally hot-footed to New York to get a job performing. Well, the biggest theatrical booking agency was, I guess it still is, the William Morris office. So I went straight away there and asked to speak with the president, Mr. Abe Lastfogel. You knew him. Well, anyway, Abe Lastfogel was the president, and I was, by some mistake of his secretaries, there I was, face to face with the great man himself. See, he was a rugged tycoon. He could make or break anyone's career with a single bite on his cigar. Well, I swung right into my first number, something I was sure of, because it was a big hit with the girls at Bennington. A simple, ancient Gallic dirge in obsolete Vercingetorix French. You know, Vercingetorix. He was before all Gaul was hauled together. And whoops, did I do something wrong? Oh, dear. Oh, thank you. Isn't it nice to have chivalrous men in our group? Now, this, it was like Chaucerian English, you know. It was before, anyway. So I began this number. I had this little drum, see. It was a 9/5 time. It was, in those days, that's the way music was. It was very difficult. It went... This was the most thrilling part of the whole thing, the Orestes funeral chant. Yeah, I remember how Mr. Lastfogel's eyes filled with wonderment as I showed him how the women of the Greek chorus lamented the ravages of war and the shortage of men. Premier, le massacre des enfants et la mère douleur qui est. Où ce clair pleure, regarde qui restrompe. bonta. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, Mr. Lastfogel thought that I should do someone better known than Orestes, like Sophie Tucker. Well, I sensed that I was losing the great man's attention, so I said, no, wait, Mr. Lastfogel, please. I have another song here that the girls at Bennington just love. It's a Haitian corn grinding song, rendered by the natives as they stomp out the kernels with their feet. They sing of their lost youth and pray for rain. Tibo Bingare, o Tibo Bingare, Manzero de Javim Pralation, Abobo. Well, Mr. Lashvogel thought that he could see some signs of improvement. Yeah. But that perhaps it would be wiser for me to get out of ethnic music and into the straight classics, like Ethel Merman. Well, as he was ushering me to the door and telling me not to phone him, he would phone me, I said, now wait, Mr. Lashvogel, please, I have one more song here that I ran across in my studies on Middle European cultures. And before he could close the door in my face, I sang it. Moische Heimonge Kibbenes beste heilig Signumnus Moische Heimbor Smil Hob the Kitzel in there still Zets He said, wait a minute. He said, I think I see a glimmer of talent in this girl. He said that his grandmother used to sing songs like this to him when he was a little boy. And do you know, Abe Lashvogel and I sang this song together. He was my agent all my life, and it went like then he sent me over to Mark Blitzstein. He said he was writing modern American operas, and he said he's a weird composer. He might like you. And he said he sent me over, and there was one comedy relief song in it, I'm Simply Fraught About You. He gave me the job, my first job on Broadway, and that's how I got into the theater. Yeah!